Hello. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome back. We are always appreciative when you show up whenever you want. My name is Kelly Wright.
And I'm James Ernest, and we're here all week coming to you once again from the epicenter of podcasting professionalism, Seattle, Washington.
Hello. And yes, as on the last show, I was visiting family in Michigan, and as we do in Michigan, it was up here, right here. What's with the hand? Well, Michigan's
Kelly
a
is
hand,
indicating
right?
The thumb of her right hand.
It was in the thumb of Michigan is where I was, on the beautiful shores of Lake Huron. Had a lovely time. It was hot there. Lots of sun. I got more sun on me than I think I've had all year here in Washington State in that 8-day period. I don't know, a whole bunch of stuff has happened when I was on vacation in regards to, not personally with myself, but there's a whole lot of stuff going on around the globe.
Well, before we get into the news of the world, I've got a conversation starter for us, Kelly.
Okay, great. Thank you.
It's time for our opening segment, Conversation Starters, brought to you this week by Ranch Style Glow Bones. Tonight's conversation starter comes from a list of first date questions straight from the internet. Kelly, what's your favorite international food?
Ooh, that's a very tough question, James. Very tough. I like all sorts of international cuisine. Wow. I have no. Oh God, there's no favorite. Is there a favorite? I feel
know.
Like I'm leaving
I
my
think
children
you
out.
and I fall into the same trap because we overthink things. We don't want to give the wrong answer when really, I think the question, "What's your favorite?" really just means tell me something you like, or what's the first thing you think of, right?
Well, thank you.
Because I feel like I'm going on the permanent record. If I say a favorite thing and then tomorrow I think of a more favorite thing, it's like I'm going to go straight to hell.
I know. It's like I'm forgetting my children or choosing one child over the other. So the thing that first came to mind
your
was...
most favorite food is going to come knocking on your door tomorrow and saying, you like me more than that, and then it'll all go to hell.
So my most favorite food would be Mexican cuisine.
Oh,
so
I love
from
it.
all over different things in Mexico. And then second is Indian. So there you go.
I picked a specific food unit. It's the Moroccan beef rolls that they serve at Marrakesh at Epcot. They are spicy ground beef in crispy spring rolls dusted with powdered sugar, and they are good.
That sounds fantastic. So if I pick one specific Mexican food, it would be the Tacos El Pastor from the Ant taco truck in Puerto Vallarta. So there you go.
Yes.
So there you go. So,
all right, Janice and
yes.
the dozens, please send us your conversation starters courtesy of Here All Week. We cannot wait to start a conversation with you. How's your week been, Kelly?
So far, so good. As usual, when you do go on vacation and you come back, work has a way, and it's not the people I work with, it's just the chaos of work has a way of kind of making you regret you went on vacation and really didn't keep your finger on the pulse, right? So,
are you feeling indispensable?
Yes. As a matter of fact, I am feeling indispensable.
Well, that ought to be a good way to think about it.
It is. It is a good way, and my charges are very appreciative of me coming back. And
your charges,
my charges are very appreciative.
Your dependents,
so with that, we are running on a short staff right now in my department due to vacation schedules and medical leave. So it's the two of us that are basically steering this ship. And the way we liken it to is that it's a very big boat, and each of us only have one oar, and so we're doing the best we can. So there you go. It's the day starts now at about 6:45, 7 o'clock, and I'm able to, since I work from home, I'm able to stand up and walk away and walk dogs and things like that. But it's constant pinging on my phone, constant emails coming through. So it's the life of someone who has a lot of responsibility for a lot of people. There you go.
Well, on the other hand, thanks to the COVID virus, I left my job about 1.5 years ago, and I haven't been missed.
Well, excellent. I am so glad to hear
My
that.
work here is done, for better or worse.
Oh, good. And so now with COVID, we see that Florida is a massive epicenter of spread. And,
yeah, everybody's getting sick again. It's like we all had a chance to get well, and most of us said no.
Have we learned nothing, James? Have we learned nothing from this past year?
Nothing.
We haven't. I'm reading a tweet from Patton Oswalt, who's a comedian who I admire. He sent out a tweet regarding Governor Ron DeSantis of Florida. It says people are going to look back and say, you know what, Florida? You know what? Florida stood by its kids. Now, Florida currently has the highest rate of children hospitalized with COVID. So Patton Oswalt's response was, I mean, Florida is standing by its kids as they lie in their hospital beds on ventilators. So
Right.
thanks, DeSantis, you ass. Then let's see. So they're already talking boosters for the vaccines for people who are seriously immunocompromised. Basically, ideally in the next 48 hours, I think was the report that came out. Also, Cobb County, Georgia. Here's another COVID-related story. Fifth graders at Georgia school are sent home due to COVID-19. We knew this was going to happen. We kept saying it. Don't go back. Don't go back yet.
It's a delicate balance that we have to strike between smart and stupid, and you can have too much of either one. I think that's what we're learning. You can have too much smart, where everyone's happy and wealthy, like in Star Trek, and too much stupid, like in Mad Max, where almost everyone in the world has died, and the globe is a death sickle.
And speaking of the globe, speaking of it, where did I put that? So scientists also can now say yes with confidence that climate change, the wild weather, was caused by climate change.
Well,
so all their studies and their algorithms, they're basically saying we are 1.1 degrees Celsius warmer than pre-industrial levels, and that is just heading us straight for, what is it? One. Let me look at my notes here. 1.5 degrees. That's the threshold. So
well,
we are not
sure.
that far
There
from
are many thresholds. We've passed several of them, but when scientists say with certainty that something is true, it sounds like this: we're pretty sure this is true. Like, you know how anyone who's got any sort of training knows that nothing is certain. And so
Nothing
it's
is certain.
difficult, I
No.
think, for people who are outside of those professions to listen to them equivocate, because they always do, and then go, well, they just don't know what they're talking about. No, they really do. They know it so much that they can't say anything with certainty. They only know it to a 99.5% certainty, and they call that not knowing.
They call that not knowing, and that's what I love about science, is that they keep learning, they keep growing, they keep changing their minds, not their minds, but they keep changing the information as they learn more and get smarter. So that's why I'm always amazed as far as the amount of people who are so against wearing masks, even though the information is changing, and I'm willing to listen to the experts there. I'm not a scientist, so if a scientist comes to me and says, you'd be better off doing this, are you sure? Not 100%, but we're almost there. It's like, okay, great, thank you.
I forget to whom this quote is attributed, but our listeners can write in and tell me. But someone said, I would rather have questions that can't be answered instead of answers that can't be questioned.
Oh, that's very good.
Oh, yes.
That's deep like the ocean. And I also recommend
The ocean, which is also 1 degree warmer than it was.
Also 1
years
degree
ago.
warmer, and more algae blooms and less fish. And what is it?
And
reefs are
go
starting
see
to
the
bleach.
Great Barrier Reef while it's still there.
Well, it's still there. So, and I also recommend everyone, if you haven't seen it, or if you have seen it, to again watch An Inconvenient Truth that was released in 2006, because everything they say in there is pretty much what's going on right now. So, yeah, it's a good refresher to be like, wow, we were really dumb.
Well, Kelly, I would watch it again, but it isn't any more convenient now than it was then.
It's true. Well, actually, it is more convenient because you can stream it now. More convenient. You don't have to go to the theater.
I don't have to drive my steam-powered jalopy
No.
up a hill of coal.
No, I would much steam powered. No, let's just go back to the Fred Flintstone model of cars, where we just have our feet on the ground and we just push them around. Let's do that. That's exercise.
I don't have the strength. I think this is the great failing of the human condition, is that we're all very conscientious until it hurts a little, and then we're like, well, not today, and then we fire up the steam engine.
And also another big thing that happened: the Senate Democrats approved $3.5 trillion. Say that again: $3.5 trillion budget resolution. Big step towards passing a major economic package, and they did that without GOP votes. So now it's off to the House.
Is that the infrastructure bill?
That is, yes. So
We're going to put America back to work fixing the roads and bridges?
I think so. I think that's what it is. Let's see. 3.5 trillion is a whole lot of money. So
It is,
yes,
but it's distributed over
it's
so many projects that
yes,
hardly any
it's
of it will
four
become
it's four major
bridges.
categories. It's families, climate, healthcare, and infrastructure and jobs. As they're lumping as one. I would see that as five, but it says four. So
Well,
let's count
infrastructure
family.
is the jobs they're talking about, I think.
Right, the way it's written, it's not how I would have edited that article. Anyway, it's not what I would have said.
Dear the New York Times.
Dear
You have
whatever who wrote
once
this.
again misspelled Gaddafi in your crossword puzzle.
So, what's going on with you? What happened this whole last week with you?
I have returned to Seattle and stuck my fingers deep into the mud of making games again, and also discovered that somewhere along the way I tweaked my back and it hurts to sit, stand, and lie down. I'm not sure what my other options are.
So there was no one particular moment that you remember?
Well, it happens sometimes when I travel, which means it could be the airplane seat or it could just be the luggage.
Right.
But we went to the Ren Fair, and I'm not going to blame the Ren Fair for this, obviously, but we did walk all day on uneven ground, and that's a possible culprit. I don't know. Once I have a small injury, it's easy to exacerbate it, and I'm terribly old and out of shape, and just really, both feet in the grave at this point. So I've been lying around quietly and working on the computer for as long as my back can stand it, and taking my pills until the problems go away.
Are you taking Doan's pills?
No, I'm just taking ibuprofen.
I don't know if you remember Doan's.
That's the recommended treatment, and it usually works. I think I'm on the tail end of this business, and it's not as bad as it has been. But yes, that's what's going on with me. But going back to the Ren Fair, I went down there with sort of the goal, as it were, of buying an outfit. I looked at a couple of shops and then realized that I was completely out of my depths, and so I came home and started doing research to get all the basics online, because the one thing I couldn't find was boots, and if you don't have good boots, you don't have anything. So yeah, we stood in line for shaved ice and said hello to the two friends that we know at the Ren Fair, and then turned around and came back home.
Is this the Ren Fair that's in Bonnie Lake, Sumner
Yes,
area?
it is. And I have a great screenshot from my phone that tells me that it's 73 degrees in Bonnie Lake and there's an excessive heat warning.
Well, good luck to the fine folks of Bonnie Lake.
I
hope you
think
make
that
it
heat
through.
warning was actually anticipatory of like midweek, and I don't know why they would tell me it's 73 and excessive heat, but it may have been that the weather app was just telling us that it was going to get hot by now, which it definitely has. I think it's 91 out there right now.
Yes, it was 90 degrees on the local weather app that I use for my area, so it was 90. So it's warm, and it's supposed to basically get up to, I think, 95 or 98 by the end of this week.
Ooh,
So
98. No.
It's warm. It's warm again. So yes, so we're going through a mini heat dome. Not as hot as the first one, but still hot. So yeah, we have the AC going in the bedrooms just to make sure the bedrooms stay cool. The windows and the blinds are shut. It's the usual practices of trying to keep the heat out of the house. So you feel kind of stifled with just the fans going, but when it cools off, when it equalizes, when the outside is the same temperature as the house, then boom, the windows come open. So I don't know if you do that there, but we
do.
that here.
We try to preserve the cold air from the night, and although I do this rather idiotic thing of shutting my basement door and turning off my fan when I record my podcast in the evening.
Mm-hmm. Yes. My little closet of joy here has no fans, no ventilation, and it heats up pretty quickly. So it gets
I'm just
toasty.
telling all of our listeners out there how desperately uncomfortable we are for your entertainment.
So uncomfortable. James, quick. Actually, we should take a break before I present something to you. Would you like to take a break?
Good idea.
Let's see.
Are you ready
All right.
for this break to
I
begin?
think so. I am ready.
This episode of Here All Week is brought to you by ranch-style glow bones from Fallout Farms. Deliciousness is everything.
Are you tired of scavenging the wasteland for the rats?
Rats.
Are you Are you tired of scavenging the wasteland for the last remnants of food?
You bet I am. If I never dust off another mysterious can of dog food, its paper label dissolved by the thick miasma of an abandoned refrigerator case, it will be too soon.
Me too. But now you can leave the foraging to the experts at Fallout Farms.
Fallout Farms uses intelligent robot drones to scavenge towns, factories, and ancient wilderness for traces of edible material.
Our drones collect fallen creatures, insect mounds, and real packaged food in forgotten and inhospitable places.
Fallout Farms ranch-style glow bones start with the finest carcass meats, collected from farms, stockyards, and desert scrub across the irradiated Southwest.
Heavens, they're tangy.
After a cleansing UV pass, our glow bones are flavor assaulted with honey chemical glaze to bring out all the crunchy bonesiness buried deep inside.
And they're so safe.
That's right, glow bones are rated at just 23 microsieverts. That's roughly the same as 200 bananas, a week's supply of premium cigarettes, or a first-class flight across the Pacific.
What's more, glow bones are always 10 degrees warmer than the room.
Do that again.
I'll give that line to you again. What's more, glow bones are always 10 degrees warmer than the room.
So warm! For a perfect side, pick up a sleeve of Oppenheimer's sizzling chips. They're loaded with isotopes and flavor.
Now I am Am I saying this how it's written?
Yeah.
Oh, now I am become deliciousness, destroyer of hunger.
Next, you'll always get more than you paid for with Antimatter's Beaver Squeezins, the natural vanilla substitute that's half the price but twice as delicious.
Oh my God. All right. All right. You're going to have to read that one again.
Okay.
Damn it. God damn it. Oh,
You know,
I want to pre-read
you-
these, but I don't want to pre-read
If you laugh over me, you can isolate your audio. Okay, let's try that one
I
again.
know that. I know that, but I always like the second pickup, though. So, all right, there you go.
Next, you'll always get more than you paid for with Antimatter's Beaver Squeezins, the natural vanilla substitute that's half the price but twice as delicious.
Pressed from the hindquarters of monstrous radioactive desert beavers, Antimatter's Castorium is twice as delicious as the leading brand. Twice!
So much deliciousness. Squeeze me another.
For your next backdoor barbecue, pick up a sack of Uncle Albert's hedge clippings, a crunchy mix of dried juniper branches and edible nutshells stabilized in a thick white gelatin.
They'll taste great alongside a hot, crunchy platter of ranch-style glow bones.
Do you drink? Sure you do. So next time, pick up some of Fallout Farms' Randy Cherry Sauce.
Perfected by Randy Cherry himself, our patented glow-safe beverages contain the same radiation as 2 chest x-rays, but in 3 delicious flavors: box cherry, lime cherry, and new double cherry grape.
It's the perfect mixer to obliterate the taste of any cheap or salvaged alcohol with more than 100% pure cherry flavor from the most realistic chemical substitutes.
Yum, that's enough flavor to turn Albuquerque into a parking lot.
Again, so skip the scavenging and look for all the hottest summer foods and drinks from Fallout Farms.
Don't fall for other brands of salvaged comestibles. Ours are patent-protected, flavor-packed, and strictly the hottest and most luminous foods around.
I'll say, I can't stop thinking about them, even when I'm asleep.
Look for succulent ranch-style glow bones from Fallout Farms. Deliciousness is everything.
They also do steaks.
Oh, so they do.
Beaver squeezins?
Yeah, Castorium is a real thing. It
Yes.
is a fake vanilla flavor that you get out of beaver butts.
You get out of beaver butts. That's something that everybody wanted to know. So, yes, beaver butts. Speaking of butts, you have trivia for me today?
I have. Would you like to
Perfect.
engage in the trivia question?
One moment. I want to share something with you because speaking
Well, then
of
share
butts,
something with me, and then I'll hit you with the triv.
I have the menu to the world famous historic Chicken Ranch, which is the best little whorehouse in the West. And the story behind this, I'm going to hold it up for the folks in the video, it's backwards. Story behind this is I was driving in a taxi cab. I was in Las Vegas. And I asked the driver, I'm like, hey, are there like any brothels that are nearby? And he goes, yeah, there's the Chicken Ranch. And he hands me this menu. And I went, oh my God, this is really cool. Can I keep this? He goes, they're $5. I'm like, totally worth it. Totally
yeah.
worth it. And I've had this thing since, oh my God, I think I got it in 2007? 2000. So it's moved with me everywhere. I love this thing. So I'm just going to read what they do is it describes the legend of the Chicken Ranch.
It's
it
a
says
beautiful keepsake, and it's so portable. Just a few
And it's so
pages
portable.
and worth every penny.
Yep. So yeah, the Chicken Ranch was established about the time Texas became a state. So there you go. And there's more history there, but I'm sure you can go online and look at it. But however, they have a menu in this little booklet. And so there's appetizers, ranch specialties, a la carte, entrees, and dessert. And there's different names under it. So, and
Do they
also
have ranch-style
definitions.
glow bones? That's my favorite these days.
They don't, unfortunately. under entrees, I'm just going to read it. I'm not going to go into definitions. I think you can primarily get the idea from the names. Under appetizers, your choices are massage, exchange massage, breast massage, lingerie show, bubble bath, or hot French oil massage. Sounds tasty. Delicious. Ranch specialties, VIP lounge, movies, in-date, audio delight, passion chair party, and jacuzzi.
Passion chair party. I don't know if passion is modifying chair or party or both, but I want to be there.
I
Especially
don't know.
Hopefully if it's a chair that I can sit in without lower back pain.
Well, I'll read you this definition since you pointed that one out. Available in the VIP lounge, it's a novelty chair where either the man or lady sits while the other performs oral sex. And that's not all. Use your imagination. Dun, dun, dun.
I didn't come here
Okay.
to use my imagination. I can do that at home for free.
A la carte is body French, bondage, dominance, drag party, and hot and cold French.
Body
Intrigued?
French.
Intrigued? I am.
What
Body
is body
French.
French?
The lady kisses, licks, caresses the man with her tongue about his neck, shoulders, nipples, and stomach. Body French. We're
Okay.
learning so much here today, kids.
But I
let's
have a
see.
sponge at home. I could do that.
You could do that.
It was
not
very
a problem.
wet.
The entrees are straight lay, half and half, reversed half and half, two-girl show, two-girl party, vibrator party, and fantasy session. Again, intriguing.
Again, the part where I have to use my imagination is I'm not paying for that.
I'm not paying for that. And dessert. Creme de menthe French, frappe French, shower party, and seduction.
A frappe sounds good.
Well, let's see. The frappe French. The lady wets her mouth with a cold or icy liquid and then performs oral sex on the man. That sounds horrifying.
Well, especially when it's called a frappe, because I assume it's just going to be extremely energetic and possibly more so than is appropriate.
So there you go. That's the Chicken Ranch in Nevada, and my menu that I've had for decades.
That's an idea
Hooray.
book, is what that is. You don't have to go to the Chicken Ranch to enjoy that menu. You can use it as a role playing game right in your own house.
It's James. You and I are going to come up with.
I
a game
wish
for
I
this
had a
then.
cold beverage in my mouth right now.
You and I, we're going to come up with a game. That's your next. It's your next big idea. It's going to sell millions.
I
'Cause
think
sex
that's our
sells.
next French restaurant ad. The Espionage Cafe now with fantasy menu items.
All right, you said you have trivia for me.
Well, today's trivia is toys. Kelly,
Oh, all right.
from pocket race cars to miniature kitchen appliances, toys are tiny versions of grown-up things that our parents gave us instead of quality time. This week, Here All Week presents a list of 9 trivia questions about the wonderful world of toys. Question 1. Originally launched in Denmark by Gottfried Christensen, these interlocking plastic blocks have been the bane of barefoot parents since 1953.
Well, it could be either Duplo or Legos.
Duplo's newer than Lego. Lego's the general brand, but yes, Lego
Got
is
it,
correct.
okay.
Lego was the winner of an internal Name This Brand contest. It means play well in Danish, but it also means I put together in Latin.
Oh,
And every
interesting.
generation complains that Lego now has too many specialized parts, not like when they were kids, even though the very first sets contained detailed plastic cars. Question 2.
Terrific.
Introduced in 1996, this tiny virtual pet could fit in your pocket. It demanded constant love and attention, or else it would grow up into something ugly.
That's the Tamagotchi.
That is the Tamagotchi. That is correct. First introduced in Japan, Tamagotchi literally means egg watch. And a friend of the show, Sean Carn, set the Wizards of the Coast in-house speed record of 3 hours, the time required to kill a Tamagotchi through constant punishment. Question 3. This popular cartridge-based computer game system from 1982 sold popular titles including Asteroid, Space Invaders, and Adventure.
That's Atari.
Do you remember the console name? There's 2 choices.
Atari. Was it the Atari 2600?
2600 is correct. It was also called the Atari Video Computer Game System, VCS. The game system cost $200, and premium games for the system were priced between $20 and $30. Pretty much exactly what those things still cost today.
Never had an Atari when I grew up. However, the first video game console that we had was called the Odyssey.
Oh, the
Which
Odyssey,
had
sure.
static cling screens for your
Right,
television.
yeah, that actually predates the Atari. Right,
Yes, it does.
with the heads-up screens stick on the TV.
Mm-hmm.
Question 4. This popular children's doll, invented by Ruth Handler and introduced by Mattel in 1959, has sold more than 1 billion units, expanding into a media franchise with animated films, television specials, video games, and music.
That's Barbie.
That is Barbie. Handler based this doll on a German fashion doll, Bild Lilly, which was released in 1955 and marketed to adults. Mattel acquired and discontinued Bild Lilly in 1964. No more grown-up German dolls for you. Question 5. Capable of squirting lots of water a long way, thanks to its novel hand pump system, this famous brand of summer toy was introduced by Laramie in 1989.
Oh my God! I can see squirt gun.
Squirt gun. It's some kind of squirt gun. It's a good one, though. It's really,
Isn't
really
that
super.
Excuse me, I got a frog in my throat. Isn't that is it the blaster, the water blaster smasher?
It's really super. It's a super...
Super soaker. Super soaker
is
thank
correct. Super soaker is correct.
Ugh.
NASA engineer Lonnie Johnson, the inventor of the Super Soaker, spent 7 years trying to find a buyer for that thing, which Laramie originally marketed as the Power Drencher. In 2013, Lonnie Johnson and his company Johnson Research were awarded $73 million following a dispute with Hasbro over unpaid royalties.
Wow, Power Drencher should be in the Chicken Ranch menu.
That sounds like an entree to me. 2 French girls in maid costumes attack you with super soakers until you are ready to go. Question 6. Banned for safety reasons in 1988, this popular outdoor toy placed a 12-inch metal-tipped dart in the hands of careless children across the nation.
Loved this game. That was lawn jarts.
Lawn darts, a.k.a. jarts, javelin darts,
Yep.
yard darts, etc.
Yeah. Oh man,
They had a
did we have
safety
fun
labeling.
with that?
They required safety labeling since 1970 and could not be sold in toy stores, but repeated injuries and death led to their outright ban in 1988.
I'm surprised we didn't kill ourselves because the object of the game, if you're not familiar with what we're talking about, is basically it's a a hoop. There's 2 hoops set at a distance from each other, much like horseshoe toss, but you're throwing these darts, these large lawn darts at each other. So our twist on the game is that we played chicken, and so we stood inside the hoop and waited for the lawn dart to hit us. And mostly we were jumping out of the way, but really close, super close to injury. So yeah.
Oh, kids will always find their own danger, but you know.
So much fun.
All right, question 7. In 1976, in a 1976 Saturday Night Live sketch called Consumer Probe, fictional toy maker Irwin Mainway defended the safety of such products as Bag-O-Glass, a plastic bag filled with shards of glass. Who played Irwin Mainway?
That was Dan Aykroyd.
Dan Aykroyd. Other products from Mainway Toys included Bag of Vipers, Bag of Bugs, Bag of Nails, and General Tron's Secret Police Confession Kit. Question 8. A functional cooking toy, this famously popular kitchen appliance from Kenner was introduced in 1963 and featured 2 100-watt light bulbs as its heating element.
Oh, I had one of those. That's the Easy Bake Oven.
That is correct. After a series of burns and an unsuccessful retrofit program, the 2006 model was recalled in 2007, affecting nearly 1 million Easy Bake Ovens manufactured in those 2 years.
I got some light bulb burns from that. Hot little cakes. Hot cakes.
Q9. This popular brand of die-cast cars from Mattel was introduced in 1968, just like me, and has included more than 800 models and 11,000 variations of real and fictional automobiles.
That would be Hot Wheels.
Yes, it would. Over 4 billion Hot Wheels cars have been produced, enough to circle the globe more than 4 times. Somehow they have kept the retail price to $1, even though a 1968 dollar is worth almost $8. This is probably because each Hot Wheels car now circles the globe at least halfway, originating from factories in Malaysia and Thailand.
Oh, global wheels.
And that is toy trivia for you. And you knew all of these answers because you and I grew up with the same toys.
We did grow up with the same toys, and my parents were kind enough to allow me to get some of the toys, or I had friends who had these toys. So there you go. But, you know, I was never a Lego. We were never a Lego house. We were a Lincoln Log house. So
right.
Lincoln Log and Tinker Toys. Those are the ones we had. We never had
I had
Legos.
some of those, but Lego brand bricks were the most popular in my house.
Oh, sure, sure. I was definitely a Lego fan later in life when I could buy my own kits and things like that. So I have a few Star Wars things that I've built, and I enjoy them.
This month I bought the new Lego retro typewriter set, and it is amazing. It has
Really?
it has 35 working keys, one working hammer, and the carriage actually has an escape mechanism and moves side to side while you hit the keys. It's pretty damn amazing.
No way.
Yep.
How long did it take you to build that?
I don't know, probably like 4 hours.
Oh, okay, that was fast. I just hear people, when they have like a million pieces, they're like, it took me 7 days to build this or something. So
They were hours that I wasn't using for anything else, Kelly, so I failed to count them.
there you go. So 4 hours. Now you have a functioning typewriter that when you show it to the millennials, they'll be like, what is that?
Well, that's a
even know what that
typewriter. That's
is.
when you hit the letters and they make letters on paper.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I got a printer for that. I got a printer, Dad. What you got coming up this week? Anything exciting?
I don't have any plans for this week. I have a friend coming over to play a new word game with me on Thursday. We'll see how that goes. And I've been hunting for a name for this game. I think I'm going to call it letterboxing because it's about
Oh, cool.
fighting with words. And I can't call it fighting words because somebody skunked me on that a couple years ago.
Oh, too bad. Yes, this week coming up is just basically we're staying cool, trying to stay, keeping the house, keep the dogs cool. So, yeah, it's going to get hot. So
Hot.
I'm not looking forward to it. Hot.
We've been through worse.
Anyway.
We'll get through this.
Yes, as the woman from Texas commented, we rog-dogged it through 116 degrees. We can do it again.
My dog is especially raw after reading through the menu at the French
The chicken
French
ranch.
Buccaneers Happy House, whatever it's called.
Oh, the French Buccaneers. Yeah. So, yeah,
The
I love
Love
this menu,
Banquet.
so-
That's what we'll call our restaurant. We'll call it the
Love
Banquet.
Banquet.
That'll be next year.
Awesome. So, Dirty Dozens, thank you so much for joining us. As always, like, comment, subscribe, tell your friends, have their friends tell their friends. You can listen to us at any time, day or night that is convenient for you, and we always, always appreciate it. So, the motto, or what I like to say, is be kind to yourself, to your family, your friends, your neighbors, your community. We are all going through it. Thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Kelly Wright.
And I'm James Ernest, and we're here all week.